Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chaos Zero Nightmare. In today's video, I want to have a chat about this most recent compensation we got. Hopefully you guys got something good with your 30 pulls. But yeah, I want to have a chat about it, what it's related to. Not so much about the compensation itself or the issue itself, but more of what I think they really need to be doing. And it does look like they are intending to do this stuff because it's all related to the saved data. And I think this could be one of the biggest pain points for players that could lead to feeling hopeless and like you're never going to get what you want. So what's the point in playing? And I'm worried about that. But I think from what they say in their post, they're looking like having some transparency. So I wanted to put this video out there, have a bit of a chat about the topic of saved data and what they can do moving forward. So if anyone from the team happens to see this video, maybe they can get some ideas from it, so on and so forth. Once again, hope you guys got something good. Hey, maybe one day we might even get a selector one day. I feel like we're ramping up to the selector. 30 pulls, we're just about there, guys. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, with jokes aside, let's jump over here. So the actual problem that happened was abnormalities in the saved data. They don't actually specifically list it in this post. I heard that apparently some difficulties of chaos mode were allowing you to save more than what their system should allow you to. That's my basic understanding, but let's go through this because this gives some really good insights into what they're planning, and I think some of this is very much needed. So Chaos Zero Nightmare has been built on a core principle to allow free and creative deck building without compromising each character's unique identity, supported by a carefully balanced save data system. This balance rule has been strictly maintained to ensure fairness in play and consistency in progression. However, we acknowledge that these important rules have been so far managed internally without being communicated transparently to our protos. We deeply regret this lack of transparency and offer our sincere apologies. This is huge. They will say in a minute that they're going to, look to be more transparent with it. But this is the big thing. When we were leveling, specifically before you got to stage 10 of zero mode, the saves not saving didn't really bother anyone, at least me at all, because you're like, okay, this is a progression phase of the game. They're obviously not going to give me like the cracked builds straight away. So, we got to get to the end game and then we can really start cooking. But once you hit level 10 in zero mode and realize shit still ain't saving, that's when you start getting frustrated. You're like, okay, what exactly is it that I need to do? And like, I'm in a bunch of Discord groups where we're trying to test it out to find out like how we can get better saves with all these different things. Now, I'll tell you some of the thoughts I have on that in a moment, but I want to continue reading the rest of this post. Due to a recent bug, this principle failed to function as intended, resulting in a critical issue where certain save data exceeded the intended balance standards. We are truly sorry that this incident has affected some of your valuable save data. Please accept our heartfelt apologies once again. Our development team is taking the matter very seriously. We are conducting a thorough inspection of the entire save data management system to ensure that such issues will never happen again. Moving forward, we will clearly and transparently share all rules and mechanisms related to save data so that our protos can have full trust in the system. Now, there's a little bit more that we'll go on in a sec, but this is very important. I am glad that they put this in here. This cannot come quick enough because, like I said, when you don't know what you're going for, you don't know the rules you're playing by, it's hard to enjoy the game, if that makes sense. And I unless we could data mine it, but I don't think that's even doable. I'm not a miner, so I got no idea. But to that end, we are preparing the following improvements. Display of earned data points. So to me, I don't know whether this is the data points, like, when you finish the run and you get like a certain amount of points, like, like I think my best is like 67k or something like that, or whether this is their like internal points scoring system on, this is like the points that we see as good enough to let them have it all as a save. Don't know if that's it, but we'll have to wait and see. Additional save data confirmation list and loss function list. That's going to be what got saved and what you lost from your run, I'm assuming. This one's got me curious. Enhanced save data management user experience and improved accessibility. The improved accessibility, I don't know. Does that mean we're going to maybe be able to like lock specific cards to say, you can't take these away? Even if you don't like my save file, fuck you, you're leaving that one. I don't know. So I'm waiting to see this. But the big thing is, I really want to see this ASAP. This is absolutely big because, like I said, I feel like one of the things that could burn people out is I'm doing runs, I don't get the cards I want. Oh, I finally got the cards I want. now it all goes away. It's like all that effort, all that time to then get what I wanted and then just disappear is kind of the feels bad moment. So if we jump back over into the game here, I want to have a bit of a chat. For instance, if we look at something like my Tressa. So Tressa is one, I'm always looking to upgrade her build. But for her build and the way I want to play her, I always want 3 of this Shadow Reload, Outbreak of War, upgrade. This is the epiphany that I always want. And so the thing for me is there was once where I went through the run, I got three of these, which is what I wanted, and I was so stoked. It was a sick build. Probably had too many Divine Epiphanies, which I'll talk about. I think they subtract from the save data value. But like, it was a giga build, and then it took away one of these. It could have taken away anything else, but the 3 of these are like the core principle behind my build for my Tressa, and it was just absolutely shattering because of how long it takes you to actually get a run like that so that you can get the right epiphany and then be able to duplicate it twice, because it has to be able to be duplicated on one of the 2 bosses, and then you've got the one instance that normally happens in the second floor that you can choose to duplicate for getting some curse cards. So it's like the chance of getting the 3 copies of the thing I want is like so low, and then for it to get gutted absolutely kills. So knowing exactly how, once I get those 3 copies, what I need to do with the rest of my deck, like, do I need to delete a Divine Epiphany card from that deck in the zero mode so that it helps my save value? That's the kind of thing I would love to know. So once again, I think it's very important because at the moment there's so much unknown. For instance, does mythical equipment being equipped to your character reduce the likelihood for your cards to be saved as they are in the run? Don't know. Does having too many Divine Epiphanies then make your score too high that they then have to remove stuff, remove Divine Epiphanies, get rid of cards completely, or add in more basic cards? I don't know. The other thing is, oh, there we go, 2 hours. Okay, cool. Like, how are normal Epiphanies, weighed? Are they just neutral? Are basic cards, basic attack cards, are they like a negative score? So if you have them in, the rest of the stuff is more likely to save, because the basic cards are the ones that always get added back into your decks as a penalty. Now, that adds a whole new kettle of fish on someone like Mlin, and I think this may be why I see so many cracked Mlin builds, because she wants to use her basics along with this one where she gets to add her 2 basic cards back into her hand. Move 2 own basic cards to hand, cost -1 for 1 turn. So that whole playstyle revolves around her doing this, and I've seen more cracked Mlin builds than anything else. And my thought is that is because it seems like they view basic cards as a negative in your deck, so the other stuff seems more likely to save. And that's what makes me think that people are getting these absolutely cracked Mlin decks, because you're leaving 2 basic attacks in there, which makes your deck's value seem lower to the system, but it's actually exactly what you want. Not to mention the fact that potentials, we're on a bit of a tangent here, but like this potential, and this potential, normally for every character are related to basic attacks, yet half the characters you want to take them all out and they're seen as a penalty, but then it's like, okay, does the meta becomes like these basic attack characters are now giga, and they're the ones you can actually make the most fun decks out of because they have the most unique stuff. So once again, I think it's very important to have that transparency. Let us know exactly how the system works so that we can plan our deck building accordingly. For instance, I managed to get this Rin build, which I absolutely love. May see a spotlight on it, but I got 3 of the search card. Now, what I would ideally love was if these 3 copies all had like a Divine Epiphany of +1 AP or something like that. But then if I went for that and I'm doing these runs to try and get it, if I get that, is that then a dead run because having 3 of them would never save the way I want it to save? Whereas this saves pretty much perfect for me because I'm happy to have that 1 basic attack in there. And so this, because it's just a universally strong build for Rin, but it doesn't have anything fancy. It's got no Divine Epiphanies or anything like that. The coolest thing that it has is a Eye of Gluttony, which actually can be a negative, but hey, it is what it is. That's like the only crazy thing I have. So it actually saved, I'm pretty sure this one saved 100% perfect. Then we go over to something like this Veronica. Now, this Veronica had a Divine Epiphany on the Sir Kowalski here. You can see that it reduces the cost of this card by 1. So I basically just got the 3 upgrades for her and then 2 draw cards. Dude, this is a pretty sick build. It's really tight. It did also have an extra Sir Kowalski duplicated of this, or maybe it was an extra Repose. I can't remember which one. But it got cut. but at the end of the day, it's still pretty solid. So just knowing how to chase these specific builds so that you don't put hours upon hours in that are kind of wasted because you're not actually targeting the right thing. That is what I would love to see. Anyway, I'm going to shut myself up. I hope that makes some sense. I think this is a very important thing, and I really hope they get this transparency out on the system as soon as possible. Like, we're still trying to find out what the max difficulty in zero mode is, and I still don't know. I think I saw Bread last time he messaged me. It was like 106 or 108. My best clear was a 98, and then I lost on 101. So maybe once we get to like, do you end up getting to the 200s or something, and then you got really good save files? Like, how does this very high interact in different difficulties? Because you can get a level 5 difficulty that has very high. Is that the same likelihood to save as a, you know, a very high on level 80? Or is the level 90 gold, or, you know, the gold background very high, higher save ratings as well? Or is it only these other things that get impacted? So just all these things with the system, I would love to find out, to once again just add to that knowledge base. So the amount of time that this game takes is ridiculous. Luckily, I'm having a ton of fun with it, but you would rather know that the time you're spending is actually working towards your goal, not working against your goal. So that is my general thoughts. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts as well. And yeah, I hope you guys are still enjoying the grind. I will be trying to stream this most weekdays anyway for at least 3 to 4 hours per stream, because I'm just having that much fun and I'm doing it anyway. May as well stream it. But yeah, any other thoughts, leave them in the comments. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.